Gonna have to be kind of a little quick stream today, running a little behind schedule, but yeah, Nasdaq. Obviously, all eyes on these peace talks and stuff like that, kind of throwing the market off. Friday, I left you. We had a great feeling. Everything was good, looked good. That didn't last very long. Within 24 hours, Iran was shooting at some Indian ships and some French ships, and then U.S. wound up yesterday having to shoot a rocket or something at a ship that wouldn't stop. So anyway, there are peace talks going on today. They'll both, back and forth all weekend, messing with the crypto market. Of course, Nasdaq down 0.38. Looks like the Dow positive 0.01. S&P down 0.21. The futures opened a lot worse, so it's a little better than the actual futures look like they might end up. So we've got Bitcoin 75,223, down 0.9%, almost down 1% for the day. Ethereum 2312, it looks like, down 1.1%. XRP $1.42.3, down 1.2%. Solana 85.28, down 1.3%. Let me take a quick peek over. Let's make sure people are able to hear me over there. 85.28. Okay, looks like it. So, yeah, a little later than usual today. Sorry about that. Had some other stuff going on here, but we'll talk fast. We'll get through it. We're just kind of in a little bit of a wait and see day anyway, as far as, see what happens with these talks I believe are going on tomorrow. Tomorrow's actually the, 22nd, the deadline? So tomorrow or the next day was the deadline as well, 21st, 22nd. I can't remember. I believe the deadline was tomorrow anyway, but they are gonna have some talks. First off, big crypto news real quick here is that Michael Saylor, he put out on his orange dots, think bigger. He usually puts out those orange dot graphs over the, let me see if, he puts those orange dot graphs, and the caption this week was think bigger. And sure enough, he came rocking out with a 34,164 Bitcoin buy for a whopping 2.54 billion. So he's now sitting at 815,061 Bitcoin. And his average price is 75,527. So he's a couple $100 down each, but he's been down 10, 12 billion on the stack. He doesn't care. He's looking for the long term. He thinks Bitcoin's going to 13 million, maybe more someday. So I don't think he's too worried about it. So, but anyway, shout out to Saylor, man. Doesn't go by. 740 million was lost in hacks in Q1 226 alone. Of course, the reason we had the Kelp Dow 292 million, Drift 285 million. It's really starting to make you question DeFi a little bit, to be honest with you. Definitely not great by any means. Not great by any means. So welcome if you're listening live on YouTube or X. Appreciate you being here. Trying to break down these crazy crypto waters on a 420 for those that celebrate. Basically, kind of a wait and see, but you never know. GM Artie, good friend from X, joining me over there on YouTube. Also, I'm putting on podcast as well. Don't know how that's working. I got to check and see, but so people can listen on. You can also listen to recording on YouTube, Rumble, or X as well. If this doesn't quite fit your market, your schedule to listen live, you can certainly join us over here. But anyway, Artie, I don't know if you saw a Saylor massive 34,164 $2.54 billion buy. That's crazy. Got hacking. She talked to the Saudi crown prince or, pushing for an immediate ceasefire. Hope that happens. They need the oil. They're the ones that can probably put the most pressure on Iran. So hopefully they can do that. Michael Saylor's strategy. They just officially passed up BlackRock's IBIT as the biggest corporate holder of Bitcoin. On track to own well over 1 million before the end of the year if this continues. So shout out to him, man. Fear and greed doing a little better. We were stuck for 3 months in extreme fear, anywhere between about 6 and 24. Now we're at 29. We're at least back into fear. So a little better. Still people are fearful, but at least they're not extreme fear. At least we're not down in the single or double digits. That was absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. The central bank watchdog, BIS, chief warns U.S. stable coins like USDT, USDC raise serious risks for financial integrity and can facilitate regulatory circumvention. Tokens can evade capital controls and intensify dollarization risk. Stablecoins open new avenues for tax evasion, account for most illicit transactions within the ecosystem. That's ridiculous, right? That's lies that have been debunked numerous times. US dollars are like 99.9% of all fraud. So this is ridiculous. They're just trying to hold on. It's so funny, man. You see these people in their reports and their warnings, all just to keep their corrupt system going. The whole purpose of it is to disrupt the financial system. And it's happening whether they like it or not. Yeah, BTC formed over the weekend, formed a CME gap around 77,400, up above where we are now. Bitcoin fills 90% of the CME gaps within a week, at least since Q4. Well, that's not saying much. That's just in the last quarter, but they do tend to get filled. And if it happens now, we'd be talking about 1.6 billion liquidations and shorts. But I think it has more to do with what happens on the war and things like that. But still, we're holding really strong over that 74, which is what I've kind of been hoping for, which was last year's low. Aave, after these recent hacks, Aave reportedly declined by 7 billion total value locked, and their share price dropped by 15%. Man, you're wondering, is DeFi dead? Is it worth the 5 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 7% or whatever you're earning with all these exploits, man? I think they need to tighten up the system. Part of the problem could be the AI hackers using AI too. Think of how much better your system has to be to find a potential fault, but they should be using AI to check it as well. So even though they came out as late as last night, said they weren't meeting, that now comes out that according to the AP that they are going to be meeting. JD Vance, Kushner, and the other guy that's using. So it'll be a solid envoy there. So hopefully they can figure it out, man. Who knows? Like I say, it's all negotiation. We can't really believe what we're hearing. We have to believe just kind of what the numbers are saying right now. Kind of in wait and see. Still holding decent though. Not as exuberant as we were on Friday though. Last week we had 2 or 3 really good days. This was the Minister of State, Riyal Hashmi. She said, "We believe that maximum pressure is actually what takes you forward dealing with the Revolutionary Guard." Watch this whole tape clip yesterday. She's just saying, man, they got hit with over 2,800 missiles, more than anybody. They're calling for a strong stance with Iran. I cannot blame them at all. CZ said Bitcoin. He's the founder, the largest crypto exchange, of course, Binance. He said Bitcoin will become the next global reserve currency. So that's how we get to 10 million, 20 million, even higher. So Fefe is pretty good TA guy. I watch him on YouTube. He's on Crypto Banner, and he has his own some. But he said, remember, selling may go away. Keep that in mind. I don't know exactly how that's going to play out this year, but typically, yeah, you kind of waste your time all summer especially in the TradFi. But last year, not so much. But a lot of times we've noticed not a lot happening. Hey, Mr. Heine, GM, man. Mr. Heine from the Heine Coin community. They've got a space I'm on every morning at 6:30 to 9 a.m. So great little community. Great. They got NFTs, coin. But yeah, Mr. Heine, good to see you, man. GM, welcome. Kind of a quick space today. I started a little late. Had some other stuff going on. But yeah, got Sailor buying a bunch, and we got waiting on the war, but it's kind of going through the news. Good to see you there. XRP flips BNB to become the third largest crypto. And a lot of that has to do with this ETF now hitting 1.2 billion. Been very, very successful. So shout out to the XRP army out there. Happy 420 to you, Artie and Mr. Heine. Probably over there on DigiJoin Space celebrating. Dutch farmers are growing tulips with Bitcoin. Solar panels power the mining rigs. The waste heat warms the greenhouse, and then replace extensive natural gas. Then Bitcoin mining grows the flowers and produces a ton of heat. So kind of cool to see use cases. I saw a city that was doing their heating with them. I can't remember where that was. Somewhere. I might have been in Netherlands as well. So using some renewable stuff as well as Bitcoin to kind of offset the costs. I think that's really cool, and people do that. Polymarket's in talks to raise $400 million at a $15 billion valuation. That's crazy, man. What a heck of a smart idea. You know, we have kind of Kalshi and Polymarket, the two main ones. Everyone's getting in on it. We use it all the time for this show because it provides extremely accurate information. For other people, it's kind of a way to speculate on different things. But because people are using real money and thinking it through, the information it gives you is second to none, really, to be honest with you. Bitwise has just filed for the first ever Hyperliquid ETF, making a historic movement for decentralized finance. Yeah, I am Matt Hogan, breaking down exactly why Hype is the ultimate game changer. I mean, Hype, I've been buying it, talking about it for a little over a year now. Definitely the number one decentralized perps exchange, bar none. So probably ought to look into Hype, and probably something you ought to add if you want to go a little farther down the risk curve. Obviously, I suggest the top ones like, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, BNB, Solana, Chainlink. But, if you want to go a little farther down the risk curve with something that's an up-and-comer with some growth, Hype might be one you want to take a look at. Man, France is leading the world in crypto kidnappings and in home invasions. Criminals are ditching digital hacks for physical torture and wrench attacks. France is now the global epicenter for crypto violence. So be careful if you're in France. Be careful anywhere. Unfortunately, people in France can't carry guns and stuff like that. So puts them at a little disadvantage. And I know they have quite a problem with crime and stuff like that as it is. So yeah, man, not good to hear. But be careful and don't be too flashy out there. Maybe, don't, I don't know, just do the best you can to kind of not have too big of a profile out there where something like this happens to you, or have some security or secure yourself. But anyway, hate to hear that. Charles Schwab and Citadel are officially eyeing prediction markets. Schwab CEO Russ Worcester confirms they will likely offer event contracts focused on inflation and rates, and Citadel Securities is monitoring for industrial logic as a hedging tool. A lot of hedge funds and stuff use this. Let's take a quick look over on Bitcoin to see how it's doing. Let's look at the hourly chart here. Yeah, some ups and downs, right? Little drop before the bell. Looks like it's coming back. 75, 283. Like I say, still down 1%, but I'll take it. Look, let's see what happens tomorrow. I'll apologize for the short session today. I'll try and be here a little earlier tomorrow. I'm actually getting ready to potentially do a little road trip, Vegas, California this week. May leave tomorrow right after the show. Haven't completely decided. But anyway, yeah, let's wait and see what happens. I expected a sideways wait and see week last week, and it was anything but. Hopefully some good news on these talks and stuff, and the ceasefire's pretty much held anyway. Let's hope the bombs don't start flying again. Let's see what happens, but we'll be back tomorrow. Thanks for joining me. You're welcome to join me over on the GM Bitcoin Morning Show. Got some co-hosts and some different speakers. Come up, speak your mind. Appreciate everyone, but hope you have a great week. And of course, happy 420.